Welcome back. Well, it can be a minefield in any relationship. How to manage your finances, and is honesty always the best policy?
Well, research shows the majority of couples believe everything should be equal, but 2 in 5 believe that money should be kept separate and only shared when necessary. We hit the streets to find out just how it works with your homes.
No, I make the money, she takes care of the finances.
I spend it.
As far as I know, we have joint accounts, yes.
It depends how long-term the relationship is. Marriage, yeah, joint account, but I think before marriage, probably separate account, just to keep that security.
I manage the joint one, and you manage a separate one, yeah?
Yeah, I manage a separate one.
But he doesn't look at the joint one. That's why I hide, and I can do whatever I like with the joint one.
Sometimes here and there with my online shopping, yes, if your partner is okay with it. But I reckon if your relationship is such a way that you shouldn't be hiding anything from each other.
Well, joining us is Nine Finance editor Ross Greenwood and relationship expert Melissa Ferrari. Nice to see you two.
Great subject.
OK, Ross, first up, 2 in 5 couples believe they should keep their money separate. What do you think about the whole situation?
Look, in the perfect world, everybody would be transparent, everybody would work it, but people are different. And as a result, people sometimes have different skills, and so therefore one partner tends to do more of the bills, more of the banking, and the other one tends to just ride along. But again, it should be open. You should be able to see in an open relationship what each other is spending, and so at least therefore there's no secrets. But I've got to tell you, the number of relationships where there are secret accounts, and given the fact that money is the #1 cause of marital dispute and potentially even breakups, and nearly 1 in 2 marriages now bust up, you've got to sit there and say that this is a smoking gun inside most families.
Yeah, I mean, Ross makes a very good point, Melissa. It can be fraught. What's your advice as a relationship expert?
We come into a relationship for safety and security. You know, we pair bond so we can feel safe, we have someone that's going to take care of us and have the longevity of a relationship. And I think Ross is right that, you know, the threat of not taking care of each other around money and being open and honest can be incredibly threatening. And that's why I think that the statistics are so high for people divorcing and separating because of money.
Do you think that you should keep tabs on your partner's spending habits?
I think there
And
needs...
if so, how do you do that?
I think there needs to be a little bit of independence between the two of you, where you do have your own money to spend.
How much?
Oh, gee.
Well, I mean, you know, once you say you can have a little bit of independence, that means you can have a lot, you can have a tiny little bit, but how much?
I think a little bit, just to be able to buy your own things that you need to get without having to consult your partner all the time.
What, like a new car?
No, not a new car. That would probably be a too big expense.
What are you
I would
getting
say.
at, Ross?
Well, I'm getting the point about this is if you're not open and transparent, you don't know exactly what each other is spending. Ultimately, there are going to be secrets. Now, the secret might be something small, but the secret might be something big. And surely as soon as there are secrets inside relationships, there are fundamental problems in the relationship. So that's my point.
Well, you're right. And so, because it's like infidelity or, you know, not being honest with your partner does create that disruption of the safety and security. But I think a little bit of money for yourself for independence is great, but transparency, absolutely, I support, particularly on big purchases. If you don't know what your partner's doing around money, your relationship can really get into a lot of trouble. So I think it's a really important subject.
Balancing act.
And it's often an issue if only one is earning, isn't it? Because then the other potentially feels they have to be answerable to what they're spending. How do you tackle that?
Well, I think that if there might be one that is earning more, but we've got to remember there's still the balance that one might be earning more, but the other is
Contributing more.
At home contributing more, especially with children. And
Oh, hang on, that's a good point. So in other words, if I'm earning more, I should technically be able to spend more. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think so.
You don't
at
think so?
all.
Oh,
No.
right.
But some would assume that, I reckon.
See, that's a point,
Yeah,
though. In other words,
right.
financial power, remember, because power, this is about power partly. So if the breadwinner, the main breadwinner, is earning the dough, they might even assume power in the relationship because, of course, they hold it economically over the other person, which also is why many women lose out so appallingly in divorces and separations.
Yeah, and
And that can be an assumption that's really, really dangerous, that the one that is earning more is able to spend more or make the decisions. It can really cause disruption between the two of you, and the next thing you know, you're in arguments about money.
So what's the best way to sort it out then, and what's the best way of achieving the right balance there?
I think going into the relationship with agreements or contracts around how you're both going to spend money, how you're going to handle money, And if you do get into arguments about money, making sure that you fight really friendly. And that means, you know, keeping the facial expressions in a positive way, no yelling, no shouting, because money creates a lot of anxiety. And psychologically, our job is to take care of our partner. So if we're doing things around money that's disrupting our partner, part of our job is to correct it.
Yeah, communication is key, as always.
Do you know, I know a family in Europe. This is one of the wealthiest families in the world, where brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, fathers, all
Yours?
that. They basically every month they get together, they see each other's bank accounts and credit card statements, and they can check out what each other's spending out of the family fortune.
What else do they see?
How good is that?
What a
Everything.
punish.
It's amazing.
Saw my brother's bank account once.
I like it.
How'd that look?
Just golf ball after golf ball.
I know. Well, you tend to lose those pretty easily, Carl.
The title is Bellata, eh?